I want to quickly talk to you about Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Management Software. And today's conversation, I really want to do a review of this tool. I want to give you the ins and outs of this tool, everything you need to know before buying. So here's a presentation I want you to pay attention to. So what is Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Software? Basically, this is you're talking about a software that helps you scale. And we're talking about scale from all kinds of operations. It doesn't matter if you have a single warehouse or you have multiple warehouses, you will love Honeywell. And what we love about this tool is that it's fully integrated. It includes features such as constant status communications with machine level controls for increased throughput, speed, and real-time response, and full management of inbound, outbound, automation flow, labor, inventory, and optimization around your warehouse. So when you think about Honeywell Momentum, I want you to think about warehouse automation software. Okay, it's really one level above warehouse management. Here we're speaking about automation, which means what? We're talking about optimization, we're talking about efficiency, and we're talking about productivity. So this is really cool. And one thing I want to say here is that when you think about Honeywell Momentum, you are thinking about the company itself calls it Momentum Warehouse Execution System. So they don't call it warehouse management system, they call it execution system. I mean, for all intents and purposes, for our analysis, we still call it management system, okay? Because within the execution sort of process, you do have a management sort of component to it. What we love about Honeywell here is that you have a software tool that's fully integrated that actually calls upon all the other potential products that Honeywell actually produces. For example, Honeywell has a product called CW45. This is actually a great go-to mobile computer for improving work performance and productivity around the warehouse. It's really great when it comes to warehouse management. It's great when it comes to yard management. It's great when it comes to warehouse optimization. So this is kind of cool. So overall, when you think about Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Management System, I want you to think about a tool that's really great and that's really highly scalable. In terms of pricing, as you can see on the screen here, Honeywell wants you to contact them. They do not publish any information about the pricing. You need to contact the Honeywell to get more information about the pricing. So it is what it is. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Let's talk about the features that you can really expect to have within Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Management System. So basically, you have all kinds of capacities and capabilities, but everything revolves around automations. This is kind of cool. And when we talk about automation, we're talking about warehouse execution. Okay, so basically, if you are able to have a proper execution systems around your warehousing, you're talking about inventory management, warehouse management, yard management, goods management, labor management, and so on and so forth. So the cool thing here is that with Honeywell Momentum, you are actually transitioning from warehouse management system to warehouse execution system. That's what I was just telling you earlier. Basically, Honeywell is trying to instill a layer of automation, a layer of efficiency into its into software. Now, the bottom line for us is that, is it really adding value? Yes. It is adding value because you are able to manage inventory flow and automate inventory flow in real time. This is kind of important, especially if you have a massive warehousing operation. If you are a business that has multiple warehouses that actually spread across multiple geographies, having a tool such as Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Execution System is really good. In other words, you are able to actually have a lot of coordination, a lot of efficiency, a lot of optimization. The only thing is, you need to understand that with Honeywell, you are going to be introducing robots into your warehousing. The thing is that robots are kind of cool, but because everything is integrated, everything is linked. If there is a glitch in one system, there is a glitch everywhere. So you have the pros and cons with this kind of solution. Of course, there is a division of duty. You're able to have access to all kinds of data, especially through APIs. This is kind of cool. You have smarter coordination that's totally possible. But again, the whole thing is that you might also need to train your staff, including your warehousing personnel, to sort of be aware, to have acumen when it comes to the automation software. Overall, when you think about Honeywell Momentum, we love the fact that it is highly scalable. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Management Systems review. Let's talk about the value added here. So when we think about Honeywell Momentum, what kind of value is this software really adding to your operation? Okay, so basically everything happens through automation. I think I said this before, right? So basically Honeywell has, so they call it Honeywell Integrated Momentum Warehouse Management System. So what the software does for your warehousing is that it actually does three things. So there's a powerful trifecta. So you have Momentum Warehouse Execution System for smart order prioritization and workflow balancing. You have Momentum Warehouse Management System for inventory control from receiving to shipping. And then you have Momentum Labor Management Software for resource utilization, engagement, and cost control. So what happened here is that within this Momentum Warehouse Management System, you do have actually you have three modules, three very powerful modules that all collectively help you boost your warehouse management, your supply chain management, and your inventory management. So this is kind of cool. And Honeywell actually adds value because it's really helping you optimize the time to integrate and implement, the improvement that you can see in lines per hour in terms of packing, the improvement in lines per hour in terms of put away, and the reduced age for inventory. Okay, and you also can see productivity in the warehouse, and also you can see also density increasing actually in the warehouse. The bottom line here is that you are able to automate a lot of I would say modules, a lot of processes, a lot of work streams. This is kind of cool because you are able to gradually sort of revamp your warehousing operations, which in turn will have a big positive effect on your inventory, which will have a positive, even more positive effect on your balance sheet. Okay. And the cool thing is that, again, I want to say that Honeywell Momentum is actually highly scalable for all kinds of operations, even nonprofits. So this is kind of cool. So you have, and it also integrates with all kinds of, I would say, robotics softwares too. Let's talk about the features here. So when we think about Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Management System, basically what are the features you need to really pay attention to? So what we love about Honeywell Momentum here is that within the software, you have a complete warehouse execution ecosystem. Okay, so when we talk about execution, warehouse execution, we're speaking about robotics, of course. We're speaking about warehouse automation. We're talking about inventory management. We're talking about warehouse management. We're talking about warehouse optimization. So that's kind of important to really understand. But the main point here is automation. Okay, so Honeywell is actually injecting into your warehousing operations a lot of automation. And so you are able to actually see all kinds of improvements. And what Honeywell does pretty well is that it has a tiered approach to a warehouse automation. So you're able to see how each module, how each capability, how each functionality affects your warehousing operation. Okay, so you have, for instance, you have Momentum Machine Control. So you have a high level of web-based, internationalized, modular and connected solutions for conveyor and sortation control. Then you also have Momentum Warehouse Execution System. Here you are able to actually, you have a next generation software platform designed to orchestrate separate or disparate automation systems. You have also Momentum Machine Control Business Logic. This is another area where Honeywell Momentum actually adds a lot of value. So here you have a blend of machine control, operator interface, system diagnostics, and maintenance tools in a single collection of conveyor control. So this is kind of cool. And one thing I want to say here is that when we talk about what I just told you, so when I spoke about Momentum Machine Control, Momentum Warehouse Execution System, Momentum Machine Control Business Logic, I'm talking to you about, again, a tiered approach to warehouse automation, because when we talk about warehouse automation as it relates to warehouse management systems, it's important to really understand that Momentum is really helping you again, add a layer of automation, but also productivity. So you can actually, it doesn't mean you have to reduce the labor cost, that you have to reduce the number of people in your warehouse. It just means that you empower them. Okay, this is really important to think of it that way. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Management System. This is a review of the software. Let me talk to you about, I want to talk to you about the value added. So when we talk about the momentum, I mean, before I talk about the value added, it's important for me to really understand something that can really help you also. So the thing here is that when we talk about momentum, of course, we speak about the value added. This is an important element, but I want to say that it's also important to understand that momentum is actually doing all kinds of possibilities. In other words, you have, let's first talk about the extras. So when you think about momentum, I want you to think about architecture. Okay, I want you to think about momentum eSIM. I want you to think about momentum labor. I want you to think about, let me quickly talk about those things. So when we talk about momentum labor, this is actually a tool that delivers on-demand intelligence to measure and manage warehouse labor allocations to increase productivity. Then you have here momentum eSIM. This is actually a tool that combines simulation and emulation, enabling DCs to run what-if scenarios and predictive analysis to reduce risk and improve productivity, which is really great for your warehousing. Then you also have here architecture. So Momentum actually, this Momentum software is designed to fully support rapidly growing warehouse operations with secure data storage and management and seamless integration. So this is kind of cool in terms of analysis and in terms of I would say not just the analysis, but also how you actually go beyond that analysis. So this is kind of important to look at it that way. Now I want to talk to you about, I want to give you some extras here. So the thing here is that when you think about momentum, you have to understand that it really helps you increase your productivity big time. And really not only in terms of warehouse automation, but also the team. Your team members will have a lot of capabilities, okay? And I'm not even talking about the Honeywell Momentum only. Because if you remember earlier, I was just telling you that Momentum actually has ancillary products that actually even empower Momentum, okay? So we're talking about the wearable computers, the wearable devices that you can use, like the displays, the cameras, and the scanners that you can use in the warehouses or around them. So this is kind of cool to really think of it that way. And before actually, let me give you a verdict here. So should you go with Momentum or should you not go with Momentum? What decision should you really be thinking about? One thing I want to say here is that when we think about Momentum, you got to really first ask yourself, what kind of warehousing operations do you have? Okay, what kind of warehousing operations do you have, and what kind of size are we looking at? Do you have a critical mass? Because Momentum is not cheap. I've said this before. You have to contact them. You have to speak to somebody from the sales department to actually so they can help you out and they can really talk to you about things here and there. But the question here is that do you have the critical mass to sort of support this increase? Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that so cost is number one. Number two, do you have the mass? Do you have a single warehouse or do you have multiple warehouses? Okay, and number two, number three, what kind of scaling projects do you have? Do you plan to scale in the future? That's kind of important to really have a clear idea about what kind of integrations you should be looking for. Because the whole thing is that Momentum is not cheap, and you do not want to actually invest money and change. Let's say invest a lot of cash and then change your mind. Let's say 2 months from now or 2 years from now. No, this is a long-term investment. So before you actually buy Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Management System, really pay attention to your needs. Okay, pay attention to what's really important for you in terms of possibilities, in terms of all the things that you need to sort of bring your game to the next level. And one thing I also want to say here is that you need to really understand what kind of possibilities you can have, because the whole thing here is that momentum is actually is priced pretty fairly, but you got to really have a certain critical mass to be able to afford it. And you also have to think about the learning of your staff. So we're talking here about what? Learning, training. Okay, so training is kind of is important because momentum is not easy. You have a steep learning curve at the beginning. That's something that's really important to really think about. And also, there could be a possibility of you actually reaching out to momentum to actually ask them for more information. So those are things you need to really think about beforehand, and that's going to really help you out. Help you out really use momentum and actually enjoy the tool. Before I close to this conversation, I wanted to quickly get back to one product that's kind of quintessential. If you wanted to go with the Honeywell Momentum, there was one product that we love a lot, and that actually sort of complements the offer that Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Management System has. And I really want to quickly talk about that. And the product is called Honeywell CW45. And this is kind of cool because it allows you to actually to complement the functionalities that you can really embed already, that are already embedded in Honeywell Warehouse Management System. So when you think about Honeywell C45, this is actually, I think I said this before, this is your go-to mobile computer for improving work performance and productivity. And it has a lot of useful features though. I mean, it's just great. And the design is really ergonomic, so user-friendly, fantastic. And this is a device that finds wide use in multiple applications and industries, across warehouses, across yards, across storage areas. Okay, and this is kind of cool. And this is a great tool that has high-end data connectivity options and large HD display that actually make it suitable for multitasking and performing jobs in retail, manufacturing, hospitality, and many other sectors. And so the latest software support also makes CW45 compatible with the most advanced apps. So this is kind of cool. So you're talking about the operating systems as diverse as Android 12, okay, support until Android 15. In terms of connectivity, you have Bluetooth 5.1, you have WLAN, you have GPS, you have LTE, so this is really good. In terms of a scanner, you have a tool that has a decode capability. You have an NFC reader. In terms of memory, you have 6 gigabyte RAM, 64 gigabyte flash. And so this is really good, okay? In terms of pricing, you have to think about just, budget $3,000 all the way to $3,500, okay? And this device is available in multiple setups, accessories, and add-ons, all of which affect the end cost. So this is kind of cool, but it really complements the solutions that Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Management Software has on display. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was quickly talking to you about the Honeywell Momentum Warehouse Management Software. This was a review, so let me quickly do a recap here. So I talked to you about the presentation, the pricing, the features, the value added, and the extras, and finally, the verdict. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.